everyone, good evening. I am Alex Harper, the founder of Women of Culture. For those who don't know me, Women of Culture is a community designed to connect, empower, and inspire women through meaningful engagement with the arts. And this is part of our Women of Culture Wednesday series, where I interview a variety of different visual and performing artists and talk about their work and process. And especially female artists, we're always looking to elevate the voices of female artists. So today we're going to be talking with Irene Rodriguez, who is a dancer, teacher, and choreographer of Spanish dance and flamenco. And she's the director of the Compañía Irene Rodriguez, which is a professional dance company and international touring troupe. So I'm super excited to have her on, and I'm just gonna request her to join. Just take a minute. Hi.
Hi, Alex.
How are you?
Fine, and you?
Good, good. Yeah, it looks like your connection's like you're like a little blurry.
Okay.
We'll work with it. It's always fun with the internet. You just never know what's gonna happen. All right, I think she might have to reset. Oh, yeah, that seems better, I think. Yeah.
Great.
Okay, awesome. I might have to try to improvise some flamenco while you again. Like, I don't know if anyone wants to see me do that, but
Don't worry. No, thanks for the invitation. I'm so happy to meet you in person. You know, I have seen many of your videos
oh, thank you.
with all these amazing women.
Thank you. So I'd love to just start at the beginning and have you tell us a little bit more about where you're from and how you first started dancing.
Well, I'm Cuban. So I'm from Cuba, and I started dancing like at 8 and 9 years old, but I started studying classic ballet dance. So my beginning in dance was dancing classic ballet. But the funny story is in the next dance room, in the next studio, they were teaching flamenco style. And I used to escape every day to the other room to receive flamenco lessons because it was my passion. I love the music. I love the taconeo, the rhythm, everything. So I used to escape every day there. And one day the teacher came down and asked for my mom. My mom said, "It's me, but what happened? Because Irene is not your student." And the teacher said, "That is what you think, because she has been receiving my lesson for at least 3 months, so you owe me some money." It was my beginning in dance. Well, and principally in flamenco. I really love the flamenco.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I think there's like a slight delay, so
But the connection,
yeah,
the connection time.
Yeah, I think it's just like a little bit of a lag between, but it's okay. It will, yeah, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
It'll catch up as we go. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, no, I love that story because ballet is very popular and very important in Cuba, right? So, was there a lot of flamenco going on around you? I mean, other than in the next studio?
Yes. In fact, the Spanish culture in our culture is a very important root of our two roots. We have a very important and hard roots, the African one and the Spanish one. But the Spanish one is really loved, and girls wants to learn Spanish dance. So when I used to walk for the streets, and a lot of mothers came to ask me, hey, I want to enroll my kid in your lessons, in your flamenco lessons. So I used to ask, how old is she? Because normally they had 2 or 3 years old and they wanted they to dance
Oh,
Spanish. Yes, it's very, they in Cuba, every Cuban love Spanish dances and love Spanish culture. So all of them wanted to learn how to dance it. So yes, in Cuba, ballet, principally the Cuban National Ballet is well known, is really well recognized and is inside our country too. But there is amazing Spanish companies too that develop the Spanish genre. So my company, Compañía Irene Rodriguez, it was the most new one.
yeah.
I created my company in 2012,
Okay.
2012. But thanks God, I received, well, all the love and the recognition nationally and internationally for my work. It's more contemporary, it's more actual.
Right. Yeah, I wanted to ask about that because you say that you're interested in evolving the flamenco style and creating new trends, and I was wondering if you could talk more about that.
Oh, yes. For example, like I told you, I started dancing classic ballet, so I finally graduated in that, and parallel with my flamenco career. And after that, I have received many lessons of contemporary, so my the dance style. So my training is in classic ballet, contemporary, and flamenco. So I put everything together, I mix everything to create a personal style. Besides that, I'm graduating in acting
Uh,
from the university.
nice. Yeah.
So I used to, and I love to create choreographies with a topic, with a dramatic, topic, and develop that through the dance. So I need to include acting. I need to include contemporary movements, freedom that the contemporary dance give you, and of course with my vocabulary that is flamenco. But what I love to say, I love putting together all the styles and all the tendencies that helps me to show my feelings, to show what I want to say to the audience. So this is the base of my style, putting together all these contemporary tendencies in the world, with a projection of the scene very minimal, and my contemporary way to dance the flamenco. And Cuban, and a Cuban, a very Cuban
Is
cohesive,
it? Yeah. Are
very
there?
Latin American.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I was curious if there is sort of like a Cuban influence to the type of flamenco that you dance, or is it? I mean, it sounds like you're influenced by a lot of different things, like your acting background, ballet. Like, do you think your ballet training also helps you with
Oh,
flamenco? Like,
yes.
yeah.
Yes, of course. The classic ballet training give you a physical preparation that you will use in any other style. So
Yeah.
it's really important. What I really recommend to all the flamenco dancers is they should be training in classic ballet too.
Right.
To turn the collocation of the body is really important, and you only learn it through the classic ballet style. So I'm really focusing in develop my technique in classic ballet, and my dancers and my students do it too.
Oh, okay. So do you still train in ballet? Or
Oh, yes,
yeah.
yes, every single day.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's
In my company, in Cuba, my company used to take 1 hour and a half of ballet daily,
okay.
1 hour of contemporary, and 1 hour of flamenco technique. And after that, we started doing the rehearsals of the choreographies or the new creations just after that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I that was one of my questions where he's like, how do you prepare? How do you stay in train and stay in shape to do what you do? I mean, it's so physical. Like watching you, I'm
Yes.
like, oh my God.
Thank you.
Amazing. So,
Yes,
uh,
it's really hard. It's
yeah.
really hard because I need to create my own school in Cuba, because I needed dancers that could be able to dance either a flamenco than a bolero school style. People doesn't know because flamenco is very known
Yeah.
that there is another styles inside the Spanish dance world. In
Mm.
fact, there is four styles. The
Okay.
bolero school that was born together with the classic ballet style. They have a lot of in common. In fact, there is many Spanish steps that now belongs to the classic ballet world
Oh,
steps. The flamenco style, that is a folk style that came from Andalusia with many influence from Africa,
yeah.
the Egyptians, many influence. The folk styles that are thousands of dance that they have born in a different towns in Spain. There is thousands of them. It's impossible a person know how to dance all of them. And
Mm.
the stylization of the Spanish dances.
Okay.
That is a way to do it more stylized, the folk style, the flamenco style, and the bolero school. So you can be a really professional flamenco Spanish dancer, not only flamenco dancer, Spanish dancer. You need to know about classic ballet because you
Mm.
needed to dance the bolero school and the
Mm.
stylization. So, and you need to know how to dance the folk dances too. So Spanish word dance, Spanish dance word is really rich and
Right.
it's really deep to understand and to know. But I really love it. So I wanted my choreographies have all this influence and we can be able to dance all these styles. So I need to prepare students and dancers that were able to do it. So
Yeah.
that is why I create my school parallelly with the company, with the
Yeah.
professional company.
Oh,
And all these students starting, belonging to the company as soon as they graduated, because I have different levels since the kids,
yeah.
the elemental school to the medium level that they became professional at 18 years old.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you started your company and your school like simultaneously.
Yes, yes. I started in January in 2012, the
Okay.
professional company, and in July we opened our own school
Oh,
with
wow.
summer courses, with everything.
Yeah.
And I used to have there two schools. The
Mm.
professional one that they receive more than 4 hours per day
Okay.
of dance lessons, and the vocational one that were all these kids with 5 years old, 6 years old
Oh,
that want to learn and in face, or people with teenagers or old adults that want to know more about the Spanish dances, but not in a professional way. So I had 400 students
oh my God. Wow.
in general in my space in Havana.
Wow.
400 students.
That's amazing. And so, because you're in California now,
Yes, yes, yes.
okay.
Now I'm in California.
Okay. So do you go back and forth? Well, right now, I guess it's hard to
No,
go anywhere.
no now, not for the moment because I have a contract. But I have been, in this time it's impossible me to dance in any stage. But anyway, I have been doing some streaming that you have seen them
Yeah.
with the Jolly Theater, with the Jacob's Pillow Dance Festival. So I have another committed works for other centers and institutions, but no dance yet.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
because of this lockdown that is awful for everybody.
I know. Are you able to like get into a studio where you are, or how?
Yes, yes, I'm very lucky in that point
Okay.
because I have a studio to can train. I have a lot of space and freedom to go there. But anyway, I would love to be on a stage, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess is performing like your favorite thing? I mean, I guess that's gotta be like where you get the most
Yeah.
feedback and yeah.
I miss, for example, I was invited to dance at the Jacob's Pillow
Yeah.
and it was canceled.
Right.
Instead, we did this virtual gala, but I
Right.
would love to go there. It's an amazing festival with amazing people. So I would love to have gone.
Yeah.
I miss Jacob's Pillows a lot.
I grew up going there as a kid, actually, because I grew up in that part of like New England. So yeah,
Oh,
it's so beautiful there. It's one of my
yes, it's
favorite.
beautiful, and you breathe dance everywhere.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I was so sad when they had to cancel their season, but hopefully
Yeah,
next year we'll be able to go back.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I really hope so.
I was curious, like, what your creative process looks like because your work is so rich and it feels like you have these beautiful, you create beautiful, almost like stories and paintings on stage. Everything, every detail with the costumes and lighting and everything is always like really just beautiful. And I was wondering, do you usually start with a concept or a piece of music, or how does that, what does that look like?
Well, every time is different,
Yeah.
A lot, I have been asked that many times, and I always say every time is different. For example, my last big choreography for the company was the Scream, inspired in the Edward Munch paint for the Jacob's Pillow. It was a comedic work last year for the Jacob's Pillow. And of course, it was the painting that inspired me. I have been a lot of years, loving this paint and wanted to create something for that, and I finally did it.
Yeah.
But other time has been the music. I love, for example, I love Falla music, Manuel de Falla music,
Okay.
or another times inspired by the writer Lorca, Federico Garcia Lorca.
Okay.
Today I received a really nice invitation for a comedic work with Lorca too. I can't say who because
Right.
it's still a surprise, but I really love this writer, and every time I inspire on him is very successful in my career, is a point of turn in my career. And so I love to create pieces inspired in his life and his works.
Mm.
So yes, I have been inspired in his writings or his life. For example, The Crime Was in Granada, El Crimen Fue en Granada,
Mm.
was a choreography inspired in a poem with the same name by Antonio Machado about the killing of Federico Garcia Lorca. And it was amazing. I received many awards, principally an award in the eighth certamen Ibero-American of choreography in the world. Is really important. It's given by Spain. So for me, it was amazing for a Cuban Spanish company,
Mm.
and a Cuban Spanish dancer and choreographer receive an award from Spain
Yeah.
is really important for me. It really was in 2012. In the same year, I
Yeah.
create my company and
2012 is a
won
big
this
year.
award.
Yeah.
Yes, and with this work, so I have been recreating the Federico Garcia Lorca's life and works in many other pieces. La Pena Negra, for example, that was another comedic work by the Jacobs Bell in 2017. So sometimes it's a movement or a feeling that inspired me or moved me to create a piece.
Yeah.
So now I have many ideas. In fact, this Sunday, most probably, I'm going to share in my YouTube channel a new piece I create for myself.
Nice.
research, a research in the vocabulary of the legs, of the footwork,
Okay.
that is really, really important and really appreciated
Yeah.
in the flamenco world. So it's myself doing everything you are going to see.
Right.
I can say what you are
Yeah.
going to see, but the only secret is myself doing everything.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it's a new piece. That is why creators has. It doesn't matter if it is committed or not, of anybody's waiting for that.
Mm.
I love it to do this piece,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I need to create, I need to dance, and this is the only way now I have to do it.
Right. Yeah, I know. I'm excited on Sunday. I'll be looking out for that for sure.
Great. Thank you, Alex.
Yeah, I mean, like the piece that you created for the Jacob's Pillow Gala was just gorgeous. And was that created in quarantine since, since COVID and all? Yeah.
Yes, it
Wow.
was completely created in the quarantine. I create all the stage behind, all the
Yeah.
backstage. I create everything. I found the palettes. I moved them like a weight, creating a way. So I was really, volcada, inspired to doing that. My mom, my mom lived with me and she helped me in everything. And a friend that came from LA that he was connected some minutes ago that came to help me to film the choreography. But it was really hard to do. It
Yeah.
was really hard to do and wait for the sunset, and expressing all the idea in only 3 minutes and a half. The most important thing is I need to develop the idea and the feeling in only 3 minutes and a half.
Right.
So it was hard. It
Right.
was really hard to do, but when you are an artist and principally was when you are an immigrant and you move and try to do your career in different country, you need to leave behind many things and face a different country, a different scenes. And many artists have done it, even leaving behind many personal scenes and have done many sacrifices to follow their dream. And it was about that. Follow my dreams, follow the dreams of all the artists. And principally now that is so complicated to develop our art, our careers.
Right. Yeah. No, I think, I mean, yeah, that was a beautiful piece. And if people, that are watching now or watching later haven't seen it, I think it might still be available on Jacob's Pill, but I know you have like a clip on your
Yes,
Instagram.
yes.
Yeah. So
And
that,
a small part. Yes, I have
yeah.
a small part.
Yeah. Do you think that might evolve into something? I mean, to create like maybe a longer piece, or was that?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
this is a small work. This is supposedly a work in progress
Okay.
for the next year, the next spring, if the coronavirus allows
Yeah.
us.
Right.
Um, I'm going to participate in the Vivian Jones endowment at the Jacobs Pillow. So I will be there and develop this work. It's a residence for Jacob's Pillows. It's my first time having a residence at Jacob's Pillow.
Nice.
So I have been dancing twice in this festival. I'm very honored for that. I have had many, many invitations, to dance and many performances. The last time I had seven, seven performances there in the Touchdowns Theater. But now I have a residence,
Oh, great.
you know. So I will be focused to develop this idea in a
Okay.
personal show, in a personal performance.
Nice.
So that is one of the next projects for next year.
Awesome. Well, yeah, I hope that can happen for sure.
Yes.
I mean, speaking of which, I guess I was curious, what have been some of the greatest challenges of in your career? I mean, you've done a lot and at a young age and everything. And
Thank you.
yeah, what do you think? What have some of the challenges been, and how have you overcome them?
What I'm thinking is going to happen?
Oh no, I mean just for you, like in the past, like what have been some of like the greatest challenges, so far to date, like up until now.
Oh, you know, everything has been a challenge
Yeah.
in my life, in my career. Principal, the beginning was when I wanted to study dance in a professional way.
Mm,
I don't have any artists in my family.
okay.
All of them are from the maths, economists, engineers, so any artist.
Right.
So it was like, what?
Yeah.
When you go to university to study engineers, I said, no, no, I'm going to dance professionally. I'm going to be an artist, a dancer. And of course, I'm going to college and university, but in arts. So I did it. Even I have a master's degree in art. And I was doing my PhD before coming.
Okay.
And I hope to have the opportunity to continue it. And, you know, it was the first challenge.
Yeah.
The second challenge was develop a style and a kind of dance that is so, it needs so many stuff. To dance Spanish dances, you need flamenco shoes, flamenco skirts, fans, a scarf, castanets, flowers. So, our country, Cuba, is crossing by a very hard economical period. So it's very hard, it's very difficult to find all this stuff, principally because they come from Spain and we don't have any deliver or UPS
Oh my God.
or Amazon. There is not Amazon or UPS in Cuba. So if there is, any way to ask for things to Spain and bring them to Cuba. So we don't have business, a way to pay by internet, by cards, credit cards. We don't have it in Cuba either.
Oh my
So
God. Okay.
it's very complicated. Every time I needed the help, so many people in this country, very Americans, friends, very loved friends that helped me, like Peggy Gustad, like Michael Sykes, that know my work, love what I did, and used to help me, bringing me all this stuff, helping me to have professional flamenco shoes that are so expensive for us in Cuba. They used to buy it in Spain and send or bringing it to us to Cuba. So I really want to appreciate their help and their contribution because it was indispensable for our work, to develop our work. So I really want to say thanks to them by this video one more time because they know I love them. And
Yeah.
of course, all the people that raised this money to have my work and my company work too.
Right. So, I mean, when you were a kid just starting out and like sneaking into flamenco classes, how did you have fan and castanets and all these things? Or
Oh my God. I will tell you a story. That night that I told you the teacher came down and asked for my mom, it was the first moment my mom realized I love the Spanish culture. And my family, my four grandparents came from Spain.
oh wow.
So it was in my blood, I really love it. It was in my character. So she understood it, but in fact, she loved it. I wanted to learn Spanish dances. But the problem was she came all the way back home saying, "Hi, Irene. I had the point shoes, I have the normal ballet shoes, but I don't have the flamenco shoes, I don't have skirts, I don't have pants, I don't have anything."
Right.
And how to find it? She was walking and figured it out how to do and said, "Don't worry, we will figure it out how to do it, but we will start enrolled in flamenco lessons too." So I was so happy. And my first rings like this that are very flamenco.
Yeah.
In Cuba, it didn't exist in that time. It didn't exist a way to find or buy it. So it was, the curtain in the bathrooms that has
Oh,
this.
the curtain, like, oh.
Yes, the hang of the curtain.
Right.
It was my first. I have a picture. If you enter in my Instagram page, you will see a picture with a white and red costume. And I was 10 or 11 years old, and I explained all the outfits I have, how it was done. I explained every single scene. The costume, it was a costume done by my grandma. The teacher wanted me to have a polka dot costume.
Okay.
And in Cuba, we didn't have that fabric.
Oh, wow.
It was impossible to buy it on the stores. So my grandma said, "Don't worry, Irene, I will cut every single ball," and she pasted every one. And I had my polka dot costume.
Wow. Oh, that's amazing.
the earrings was, I told you, this handing of the
Right.
curtain of the bathroom, and the
Right.
shoes, the flamenco shoes, it was an orthopedic shoes
Oh,
for kids
really?
that have this rounded point, not a normal shoes, girls' shoes that are really like this, like point. No, it has to be like
Yeah.
rounded
Yeah.
with a high heel of my mother's high heels.
Oh my God,
She
you like,
took it out and put it in the orthopedic shoes.
wow.
I was dancing flamenco anyway. I was so happy with my outfit, and I felt it was more flamenco than any other outfit in the
Yeah.
world. So it was my beginnings. So it was hard. It
Right.
continued being hard all the time, even when I create my company. It was hard to find out how to do the productions and everything.
Yeah.
But we did it.
Yeah.
What Cuba has, and principally artists, is we create scenes. We
Hmm.
figured it out how to do it, how to do scenes without any stop.
Right. Yeah, you have to be like so resourceful and determined, and like, yeah, that's amazing. I feel like that probably helped you succeed, like having that, having to have been inventive from a young age. So
We are creators for nature.
yeah, yeah, that's awesome.
Yes, we create all the time, but we don't stop our love to doing scenes, and principally our love to dance. So it's like this. For example, when I was studying, it didn't exist gel or spray to put your head like this in the
Oh,
lesson. And anyway, the teacher used to ask us to have the hair like this.
oh,
So we create water with sugar, and we used to paste.
oh my
Yes,
God.
it
Wow.
was our spray.
Right,
But
right.
we're really professional in our dance lessons. So now, when I had my own school with 400 students, and they have all the possibilities, because now it's easier to have
Yeah.
a spray or a gel. I say, okay, you can't come without your hair being really straight, because I used to do it in the 80s with no spray or gel at
Yeah.
all. So you need to come very professional, and they were so perfect. You can see the pictures I repeat you, in my Instagram or my
Yeah.
Facebook page, and they are so professional.
Yeah.
And the parents helps me so much to develop these feelings to the kids, and it was really important. Another detail in Cuba, there is a joke that there is the normal time and the Cuba time.
Oh, right.
Because if you stay at 5 for a meeting, a
Mhm.
Cuban can arrive at 5:20, and it's,
Right.
it's okay.
Yeah.
But I'm not like this. I'm not like this at all. I'm
Uh,
very, professional. I love to do things on time, like in England. So my student need to learn that if the lesson started at 5, it was at 5, not at 5 and 1 minute, because they couldn't enter to the lesson.
wow.
So at the beginning, it was like very rare to the parents, but after that, they appreciate it, because they were learning discipline.
Yeah.
And that is why what dance has, they
Mhm.
dance teach us to be so disciplined
Right.
in general.
Yeah.
I don't know other arts, but I can
Mhm.
talk about dance, and you really need to be very disciplined. So I have been said for other teachers for other disciplines about, for example, French language that I started learning, that the teacher used to say to me, I have been the teacher of many dancers, and they are so disciplined studying, and that is because we have,
Yeah.
many rules.
Right.
Many
Right.
rules. In a ballet lesson, you can arrive late because you are not warm enough to jump or to do the turns or whatever. So if you arrive on the time and 1 minute, you are not able to enter in.
Right.
You are
Right.
not allowed to. So it's really important to develop of this character. You need to be brave,
Mhm.
uh, be going through everything, even your own pains, lesions. So I sing is, I love my career, you know, what
Yeah.
I can say.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think, I danced like for a long time as a kid and, not professionally, obviously, but, it's just amazing because it combines so many things. I mean, it is like the physical, obviously, is incredibly demanding, but the mental and emotional part is very demanding.
Yes, yes. In Cuba, the professional ballet dancers have even
Yeah,
psychological help
yeah.
because they have many contests and
Mhm.
many pressures over them in an age that
Mhm.
is really complicated to understand everything and face since. So it's
Yeah.
really good. It's
Yeah.
really good to have all this help. The teachers always help us, and now I'm a teacher. Well, I used to help my students too.
Right, right, yeah. So I heard maybe you could teach us a little something, maybe just
Yes,
that we could
yes,
do.
I know people love to know how to move the
The
hands.
hands.
That really
Yeah,
is important for the flamenco style.
yeah.
You know, for women, the
Hmm.
hands and the fingers has to be
Hmm.
so soft like a doll. Okay,
Okay.
so there is some ways to learn how to move the hands. There is many techniques,
Okay.
but what I use is putting
Mhm.
together the middle finger with the
Okay.
thumb finger tied to
Okay.
start bending. So you move the wrist in,
Okay.
doing a complete turn and moving back the wrist without moving the elbows or the arm.
Uh,
Now I'm putting the hands like this because, of course, we have on a small screen,
right.
but it's supposed to be the first position. So you move the wrist in
Okay.
and wrist out. Yes, without moving the elbows.
Right. That
Remember
part.
that is okay. I'm going to record this part because I love it.
Yeah. That's yeah, you make it look so easy, but
Yes. Okay, one more time.
okay.
So is here and inside, out, and out again. This is the technique, okay? One more time. One in and one out. Okay?
Okay.
One more time. In
Oops.
and out. Again, one more time. Without moving the elbows, remember.
Okay.
In and out. So when you finish the turn,
Hmm.
you do like a bound. You bound and continues doing the other turn in or out. So
Okay.
now we know this technique. We need
Mhm.
to find out all the time for this position. So you are like this and you try to do like a zero and open again the fingers. And one more time, look like a zero with your middle finger and thumb one, and back and straight and very soft. And again, yes, you're doing it great, Alex. Yes, yes. So it's try to do like a zero, but don't tie it again, okay?
Okay.
One and two and three and four. One more time. One and two and three and four. Remember, the most important thing is your hands has to be really
Yeah.
soft, really
It's like
sensual.
right.
So after you know this technique that you are looking for a zero and your middle finger is first
Okay.
looking for this position, you
Okay.
can use any other, finger to do the turn. Sometimes I do this and I start with my pinky finger.
Oh, okay. Uh,
So other times even with the second one, you know, like
yeah.
this. And
Hmm.
all the moment your hands needs to be in
Right.
movement,
Huh.
movement.
And then you're
Yes,
doing a million
perfect.
other things at the same time. Yeah. So,
Other very flamenco scene is to know how to do the snap. This
okay. Are you doing that
is
with me?
really, yes, I
Yeah.
can do it with one, with the other, and with both together.
Okay.
Yes, it's like this. So when you're dancing, you can do like castanets.
Right.
There is amazing dancers that know how to play and used to do this like even castanets.
Oh,
It's so
wow.
loud and amazing. So you can do with these two of the right hand or your if you are left hand with your left hand and you do like two sounds in one, you know, knocking
Oh, okay.
with your dumb
So,
finger. So
oh, I never
yes,
knew you could do that. Like, it's such a
it
simple
takes
thing.
many years, you know. It
Yeah.
takes many years. I know.
Yeah.
It's like,
So your hands are getting a workout when you're dancing too. Like,
yes. So I used to put my students to do one, two, one, two. So it's a workout of
yeah,
fingers workout.
yeah, yeah. Like, oh, it's beautiful. I'm like, I just
Yes,
realizing I haven't gotten a manicure in a long time. You know, so I'm like,
yes, I love to do it while dancing. It gives you like another, you know, what flamenco style has is many possibility to percussions. You can, you know, we do percussions with all the parts of our
body.
body, not only with the feet,
Right.
because people think, okay, percussion with the feet. No, we do percussion with our fingers, with the palmas, with knocking our hands in different parts of our body.
Right.
So there is many possibilities to do percussion, to do music. What I love in flamenco style is we are doing music all the time. We are
Right.
musicians.
Yeah,
We
you
are
are for
part
sure.
of the musical composition, you
Yeah.
know. All the time we are doing music with the percussionist or the guitarist player.
Yeah.
So the flamenco dancer either it has to be an amazing dancer and a
Mhm.
musician, have an amazing musical ear. It's
Mm.
really important that too.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. No, it's it's incredible, honestly. Like I mean, I remember the very first time I saw flamenco and just being like, wow, like you know, because yeah, it is. It's
So let's try to do this again.
okay. You,
One and two. Remember, don't move the elbows. Three
right.
and one and two and three and and one and two and three and four and one and two and three and four. Yes. So for men, there is another technique that
Uh,
is more close,
okay.
but you can find the way to move your hands that you really prefer and you feel it's more comfortable to you. For example, if I want to close a part of the dance, I do like this. I do like a man because
Mm-hmm.
it's stronger. So it's normal. It's normal we cross from one side of one technique of the movement of the hands to the other in the same choreography because it gives you freedom, you know, to be sensual, to be soft, to, you know, and to be
Yeah.
hard, to be stronger in your movements. So it's really important to know all the techniques for can you them when you need it.
Yeah. Oh, that was so fun. I can you hear me? I think there was like,
Do you hear me now?
yeah, I hear you. But I
I
think
think now it's a little like far,
yeah,
the sound.
something happened. Can you hear?
It was perfect until now.
I know something weird happened.
And now, do you hear me better?
I hear you fine, but I hear like a little echo.
I hear you lower.
Lower. Um, well, I think we covered like most of my questions anyway. So I want to
Do you
not
want
keep
to know anything else?
I'm sure I could keep you on here all night, but I just I want to be respectful of your time and just say thank you so much for this and for the lesson.
Instead, like somebody saying they can't hear us now.
Yeah, I think I don't know what happened. I think maybe it was just a minute, a problem for a minute. I think,
Oh, maybe.
yeah,
I don't
I
know.
think yeah, but yeah, I'm just so happy to like get to know you a little bit more, and thank you for the lesson, and I hope that
No, I love it. Did you see me dancing when I was in New York at the Joyce Theater?
yeah, I've seen you at the Joyce at least twice. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I went the first time in 2016
Oh, okay.
and in 2019 too, in January.
Okay. Yeah, I
I
think
love the Joy Theater.
so
I
great.
have
Yeah.
many followers there.
Yeah.
I'm very proud to say all my performances were sold out, even when they were in January.
Yes.
20 with 0 Fahrenheit.
Oh my
In New
God.
York, one of the day I danced in the last performance that was at 8 p.m. on Sunday of 0 degrees. And even the people in the theater, they told me maybe we need to cancel the performance because when this weather in New York, they close the metro, they close everything.
Oh wow. Okay.
So maybe it will be, canceled. And it wasn't. And I was so surprised that people came to the show. It was plenty, the theater. So when we finished, it was our last performance and the second of that day because
Oh, wow.
we had 2 shows. And when I saw all that theater stand up, I said, okay, since I really need to speak with them. Normally the dancers doesn't speak at the end of the shows, but I needed to do it. I was really thankful for they came to my show in that conditions. I said, okay, if you can, it will be warmer inside than outside. So we will stay. We are going to do yes, an improvisation for you because you're a special audience. And we extended the show and we started dancing and improvising after the show for other 20 minutes.
Oh my God.
More. And they love it. They love it.
Yeah.
It was really nice for us. And for me, it was an unforgettable experience.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's a great I always call it my second home in New York because I usually spend so much time going to the Joyce and so many great
Yes,
great
yes.
shows. So
But imagine, I'm a Latin American girl, so it's hard for me being with this weather. So I used to enter to the theater at 11 a.m. for my first show at 2 p.m. And I didn't get out until the end of the second show at 11 p.m. because it was too hard for me go outside with 0 degrees and
yeah.
turn and warm up again. So I stayed inside the theater. I ate
Yeah.
there. The 4 days I were dancing inside. So I don't know how you to live with this kind of weather. Yes, it's hard for dancers and for normal people. I understand that for us it's really hard to warm up.
Right. Your the sound is like a little off again, but I think I think we can wrap up anyway. I don't want to.
Do you want to cut and restart everything again?
Well, I think we're gonna get kicked off shortly anyway. So yeah, I think we're good. But thank you again, and
Thank you, Alex.
It
It's been amazing for me to share with you my life, my experiences.
Yeah, I know, and hopefully I'll see you maybe at Jacob's Pillow next year. That would be.
I hope to have the possibility. I hope to be, able to dance this next spring.
Yeah.
And I really hope all the situation be
Yeah.
over very, very soon, and we
Yeah.
can return to theaters. We can return to our life.
Oh,
I talk by myself, but I really believe all the dancers are crossing for the same scene. This is our life, you know. This is only way to express ourselves. We don't know other kind of life. So
yeah.
be out of the theaters is
Mhm.
hard.
Yeah, for
Be out
sure.
of our performances, our daily training. People, most of the dancers doesn't have an studio
Yeah,
to train.
right.
So they are doing their best in their kitchens, living rooms. They are doing their best to continue dancing, and that
Mhm.
is admirable, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, it is. I really like.
So I really hope we are able to return to our reality, to our
Hmm.
life again. It's
Yeah,
really hard for us.
yeah, yeah. I know. I mean, I can't imagine. It's like, I think the arts are so vital, and it's one of the things that's been hit the hardest by this health crisis. So,
Yes,
um,
I really hope everything, can
yeah,
return at least in new normality, in
yeah,
the new
yeah,
reality.
yeah,
So we can dance again for our audience and people that really needed to fill their hearts with art and with love again. Principal, and now after all this lockdown and sadness and
yeah,
instability, so I really hope we can dance again very, very, very soon
yeah.
and follow our dreams.
Yes, for sure. Well, I think that's a great note to end on, and just remember, like, yeah, we will dance again. Well, I don't, I won't, I will watch you dance, but it will
So
happen. Yes.
remember to move your hands and to
Okay,
practice.
I
I'm
will.
going to see you next week
I know.
after 1 week of practice.
Right.
And
Okay.
this,
Yes, I will. Okay. Well, thank you so much. I hope you have a great
thank
night.
you, Alex. Nice to meet you in person. I
Talk
really
soon.
hope we can meet again and
Yeah.
really hug each other.
Yes. That would be
I
wonderful.
really admire what you do. So
Thank you.
thanks for empowering all these women, principally to be so close of the arts.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Well, we will be in touch. Bye.
Thank you, Alex. Bye.